So we had the pleasure to have a massively interesting conversation on where to invest in the energy sector in 2019 this morning. Gentlemen, thank you for your contribution. What is your takeaway from this discussion we had this morning?
From a developer perspective, I think we are investing in the US, France, UK, Scandinavia, and Australia. They're all our key focuses. But the takeaway is that having a developer that has a broader understanding of the sector, not only in that single technology, but also the grid infrastructure, is going to be very key. And also, to echo some of the things that came out from Ilish's part of the presentation, is that we need to be more intelligent of the way that we sell our power and evacuate our power. The days of selling to utilities is gone, and to be able to be in a subsidy-free environment, that's where the value add will be. And asset managers need to be thinking a lot cleverer. And following from what Simon said, I also do see a consolidation in the asset management market to provide better efficiencies and better value to infrastructure investors.
Do you think tech will play a big role in all of this changing?
We use tech in a big way in mining data, operational data, and to make sure we are predicting failures before they actually happen, reducing costs, and more importantly, reducing the downtime. People focus sometimes just on the cost of fixing gearboxes or panels. It's usually the delay in actually making that fix could take months. So using preventative maintenance is a big value add, and we provide that as a core service in our asset management contracts.
Thank you, Jazz. Ilish?
And I think ours is the last generation that's going to have a chance to mitigate climate change, and the first that will feel its impacts on our weather and our economies and our investments as we move forward over the next 5 or 20 years. I'm a passionate believer that the future is power and clean technology as a result of that. Where we invest, I think, will be driven by that. And for me, it's about how you connect together capital markets, power markets, and customers through investments in projects and clean technology, and create structures which make that happen. And the responsibility on that is, I think, to the industry. The reliance on government is probably less than it ever used to be to make that happen. Where I would invest as a result of that, I think, is in those opportunities which align to where customers and what customers want. So that is going to be in renewables with large customers. It's going to be in integrating renewables or interconnection, in driving the use of electric vehicles and connecting flexibility in what, as a customer, I see as a commodity, but I increasingly will in the future see as a part of a solution for me, comprising heat, transport, and power.
Well, I think we've got the major world OECD country which need to actually revisit totally their infrastructure plans in terms of production and generation. That needs major investment, and then we've got the emerging market where the needs may be different. In any case, wherever we look, it's a very transitioning moment. It's a very exciting moment. The opportunities are great. Solar will be a key technology to invest in, probably with storage in order to produce base load. In terms of country, for sure, offshore is going to be great in the US and probably in Asia, in Korea, in Taiwan. We see great opportunities. In Europe, we view France as well as Spain as probably the big markets for 2019. And an expansion probably in Asia in the year following. But for this year, that's going renewable, probably is going to be the big markets.
So it feels like we're all concluding that there's no shortage of opportunity out there in the power industry for us. They are complex to access, but potentially there are real investments to be made in 2019 if you're focused and if you can take some of those ideas forward.
That's exactly, I think, the conclusion we all reached, is that the opportunities are great. And the challenge is actually to make the adequate selection for yourself in terms of your available capital and your risk appetite.